What's up, people? Welcome to the Naked Ego podcast. This is a platform where men and women are willing to strip down their ego and be authentic and vulnerable while they share their stories. My name is Kasanda, Bill, I'm your host.
And my name is Edgar, Odhiambo, your co-host.
And today we are going to talk about friendships in KANAIRO. Friendships in KANAIRO.
Friendships in KANAIRO.
We were talking about the topic of the day, and we thought about friendships.
Yes.
But the term just friendships didn't hold water. So Eddie decided to spice it up a little bit.
Yes.
And say friendships in KANAIRO. You've been in KANAIRO all your life?
All my life.
I
only left Kenya. I left Nairobi, Kenya for UK.
For how long?
For a year. And then I came back. I was doing my master's. But I've born bred here in Nairobi. I've not lived in any other town, any other county other than Nairobi.
For me, I was born in Mombasa.
Hey, watu wa pwani.
So pwani sasa
Watu wa pwani.
niambia nini wewe? Kidogo tukateremka tukenda western huko. Yeah.
You did Mombasa then Western.
Yeah, my dad was a teacher.
Okay, I get
so
it.
he was moving up and down.
Where the opportunity came.
I can't really remember when we moved from Mombasa to Western.
Right.
And also Western, we kept moving up and down. But we've always had a home in Nairobi.
Yes.
So we'd come during the holidays. For us, kids during the holidays. Because my dad was very strict. We were supposed to grow up in shags. So most of the time, we were in shags.
Like he wanted you guys to grow up in shags?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. With
Okay.
he wanted us to grow up with our cousins and maybe it was cheaper to raise 8 kids.
Probably.
Yeah, so
Just couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Just tell you the fresh air is so nice. I don't know. But kumbe.
I had to come up with it. Oh, okay, yeah. So Eddie.
Born in Nairobi. Primary school until class 6 in Nairobi. Then shags. Boarding school.
Yeah.
Hey.
Of course, when you're hard-headed in school. And then coasts.
Coast beer.
Coasts,
Nice.
college, campus, I mean. And then back to Nairobi for work, and then coast work, and then Samburu work, and then Nairobi.
Yeah. And Fred doesn't have a mic. Fred, you've been in Nairobi for how long?
The first time I came to Nairobi was in 2011.
2011. So you've been in Nairobi since 2011.
Yeah, within Nairobi.
Yeah, so I think friendships in KANAIRO is a good topic for us. We've been in Nairobi for far too long. We've witnessed friendships. Yeah, we've gone through breakups, makeups.
In this year, KANAIRO.
Yes, we've had seasonal friends. We've had friendships that we still have up until now from our childhood.
And what reasons? Yeah, actually, we can talk about different spaces.
Like even me and you, we met at the gym.
2015.
Yes.
2015, and we've been good friends.
No, we met.
2015, bro. Well, that's when I came back from UK.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
2015.
Yes, 2015.
Yeah. 2015 is when we met. At
Yes.
Trojan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Not
Trojan
a
closed.
Not a sponsor.
Who? What was his name? The boss Trojan.
Not Hadidi. Nani? Hadidi's bro. Hadidi's bro.
Yes.
Damn. I remember.
Wherever you are, bro.
He really, man. I think that 2015.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I met some really cool people.
Yes.
But I met some really cool people.
Yeah.
I met some really cool people.
and
also not
so cool people.
But oh well.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
talking about friendship.
What comes to my mind first of all is I always assumed that the friends that I made when I was a kid are the friends that I'd have for the rest of my life.
Yeah, till end of
forever,
time.
till end of time. Those are guys I'll always have for the rest of my life. I was born in Mugoya, South B. I don't remember really. I was there between 0 to 5. 5, I moved into Ngumo. So the time I was in Mugoya, I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know, I was just down the road here. I don't remember that experience per se.
Yes.
So in terms of friendships and whatnot, the only thing I can tell you about like friendship, there's a guy who I still know until today. We don't talk much, but when we talk. You know, we catch up and stuff. But him and I were neighbors in Mugoya, and funny story is, I stumbled upon a bottle of Piriton. Piriton, as you know, is a very sweet medicine.
Yes.
And him and I downed that bottle. That was the first time I downed a boti.
Piriton.
Piriton.
Oh, the syrup.
We did. The syrup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It used to come in a glass bottle.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I downed a boti in my life. And we did it with him.
And you slept.
We just did shots. And I slept for 3 days. Again, we slept for 3 days. We blacked out and we slept for 3 days. Like, it was for, if you wake up, it's for little like 2-3 minutes and you're back asleep. So my mom took us to the doctor. What happened? Like, oh, this drank Piriton. Like, let them sleep it off. Like, no. Will this guy not die? Like, nah, man. Just let them sleep. Let them sleep it off. They'll be okay. So I slept for 3 days, bro. 3 days. That was the first friendship. My guy, my pal called Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ngumo is where I formed my first set of like proper friends, because I was in Ngumo between when I was 5. This is now so my primary school up until just about Form 4, when I was actually halfway into the fourth year of high school.
Yeah.
So there's quite a number of guys that I met within the estate,
Yes.
and formed such great friendships in that place.
Up until now.
Up until some of them up until now. Some of us we just went our separate ways. We didn't necessarily to Mekosana, but guess just life as it happens.
Yeah.
People moved countries, people moved estates. But there's some who from back then were still friends.
Or maybe ulikosea
Until
mtu
today.
na kukwambia.
There's also that. Labda nikosea mtu na ajani show, you know.
Yeah. For me, I think my memory is not very good. I can't remember. I don't know if it's most of my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, but I keep meeting people who remember we went to the same primary school. I keep meeting people who we went to high school. I went to the same high school as Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we went to the same high school. And there are people I meet and I can't remember.
This is in Western?
We went to Butula Boys.
Butula Boys.
Butula Boys. The funny thing about Butula Boys, we used to wear pink shirts. Pink shirts.
Grey shorts?
We were so cute.
Grey shorts?
Navy blue shorts.
Navy blue.
Okay, I mean,
Navy
navy blue and
blue,
pink
yeah.
can go. But bright? No, navy blue is darker.
Navy
yeah, okay.
blue is dark.
Wow.
So,
that pink really
No,
stood
it was
out.
terrible. Hey,
That pink really stood out.
Do you know what? I never understood. For me, when I was in high school, I didn't know why people used to find it as a big deal. Me,
yeah, like when we went to nationals, like if you're playing games, hockey, we played hockey.
Yes.
When you're playing games, some music and drama, chicks would dig it, but bruh.
You guys didn't like it?
Like every school, the obvious joke was our uniform. And I didn't understand why. I was like, it's just a uniform. Up until I finished school, later on that time, I was like, oh, it was pink.
Yeah.
But every time I tell people, the
most interesting thing about it is that we had the pink shirts for our uniform, but all the dudes who would go out to represent the school were really rough around the edges.
Yeah.
So guys with beards, okay, you're a kid in school. There's no way you'll be shaving your beard or trimming it.
Yes.
So you just have shaggy beard going out to drama festivals.
Guys in high
or
school
hockey.
already got big
yes.
beards.
That's a high school in Ushago, bro.
Yes.
Bro.
Luyas. We had fun. And I think, I don't know. For me, I enjoyed, especially when it comes to sports.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy the education bit, but
Right.
the sports bit.
Ah.
I had fun because I was so good. I was so good in hockey.
Yeah.
I was so good in basketball.
Yeah.
I was so good in handball.
Right.
I was not so good, but average when it came to football. I was so good in sports.
Right.
Generally.
Yes.
And it's actually one thing that worked against me because with being good in different sports, I didn't really understand what was my forte. I didn't understand what was my one thing that I really loved. Because when I transitioned to handball, I had fun. And I was so good. Me and my team, we went to provincials. When I went to football, I was so good. Like, I would score. When I went to hockey, I was so good. Like, it was so hard for me to really understand. Like,
Hey, you're that guy.
Yes, but I had fun.
Okay.
That, and then after that, the people I met when we were doing, it's called what? The theater. I did theater after high school.
Right.
And then college, I went to New York Institute of Art. People I met there. Then came back.
Institute of Art.
Yes. Came back.
Wow, this nigga, wow.
and then came back for a few months, and then went back to Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah.
Was there for almost a year.
Okay.
And then came back again. And then the last place I was is in Australia. So I was in Australia for almost a year.
Where were you? Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide?
Sydney.
Sydney.
Yes.
That's a
Sydney,
huge. That's a huge ass town, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Sydney is huge.
Yeah. I met Australian chicks with nice titties.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've met people from different background, different dynamics.
Let me then ask this.
Yes.
Where do you think you formed some of your best friendships?
I think I feel like I formed some of my best friendships after my accident, like very recently.
Okay.
Yeah, very recently.
Context?
Because the past friendships were based on either environment, like we are in a certain space.
Yes.
We've been, let's say, for example, we find ourselves at the gym every day for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So we are bound to start talking.
Yes, we are.
We start talking. Okay, somewhere along the way, you'll ask me where I work from.
Yes.
Where I'm working.
Yes.
Where I stay.
Yes.
And out of convenience, we'll start hanging out. We'll start having coffee once a week.
Okay.
But it was based on the fact that we would find ourselves in a certain space for a period of time. So the friendships were not really based on something solid. Something solid. So the friendships that I formed after my accidents, or probably those that I had formed earlier and stood test of time after
before
my accident.
After.
Yes, and then what I went through after my accident, and now the friendship that we have. I feel like those are the friendships that now hold water. That friendship that I would say they're meaningful.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not just based on the fact that, okay, I know you, we can hang out, we can do. They're not based on us going out or us having fun. Like, there are friendships that are based on, okay, I kind of know, I even get to know and understand you to a point where I would read your facial expression and try to know if there's a problem
or not.
Okay, if there's something is bothering you. Okay, if you're having a good day, if you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are the friendships that I value now.
Okay.
Yeah, and also apart from me valuing those friendships, there are those I would call them acquaintances.
Yes.
Yes, that you've formed over a period of time. They are sometimes they work for you.
Sometimes they
yes,
don't.
sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Yes, but they're always there. And there are people who, I think in Nairobi, most of the people who are acquaintances, they'll say they're friends.
That's true. I mean,
yes.
Growing up for me, everyone was my boy.
Yeah.
Like male or female, everyone was my boy. Everyone was my boy. Hey, that's my boy. In fact, that's my friend. In fact, that's my pal. That's my pal. That's my pal. Yeah. Then you grow older and you realize, no, there's acquaintance, there's friend.
And then there's friendship.
Now, like for me, the way people know me, the assumption is that I'm very extroverted. That's number one. A lot of guys assume I'm very extroverted. But I think this is also because of when I used to drink. I met a lot of people courtesy of being out somewhere. You know, I'm not an influencer, I'm not a socialite, I'm none of those. I'm not anywhere close to that. But it's true, I do know very many people. Yeah. I guess there's just ways of how I've interacted with these guys in the past, which has made me meet them, get to know a little bit even about them, their names, and then, okay. So we go to certain places every so often, you'll meet familiar faces.
Yes.
And when you meet familiar faces, there's one point maybe you will end up talking for a bit. You're like, oh yeah, so who are you? What are you about? What's your name? What are you? Or, what are your likes, dislikes? All these things.
Yeah.
Ngumo. Some of we grew up. A lot of us were around the same age. Yeah. For those who are older or younger, it was not by too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple of several years. Maybe 4. 4 on the higher side, 4 on the lower side.
Yeah.
But we used to do a lot of stuff together, which was like ride bicycles, play hooky, play shake, rounders, hide and seek, cops and robbers, get chased by dogs, jump over people's gates. New Year's, we had a thing where people used to go and buy firecrackers, baruti, rockets, baruti, tom-tams, all these things. And then we used to walk around the estate. And if there was that neighbor we didn't like, that New Year's is the day that they'll know. So we used to light like a bundle of like tom-tams. You light, the line was long, then you throw them in, bust inside someone's house. Guest comes out, frustrated, he's angry.
Yeah.
We had a thing where also we used to move. There's a neighbor we had. His car, this particular car, it barely moved much. It rarely used to move. So we realized one day, I don't know, you're just playing and then you sort of like, you're somewhere chilling next to his car and you lean on the car.
Yes.
And then the car moves. So we realized, when you look inside, the handbrake is up, but the car is moving. And it was a manual car. I don't know why this guy never used to put the car on gear. Because if your handbrake doesn't work, if it's a manual car, you put gear.
You just can get the gear.
So we discovered this. My guy, any day we felt like this guy pissed us off, we'd go there and push the car. And like several meters away from his house. Yeah? And then just run away. So he comes out and he's frustrated, he's angry. What the hell's wrong with this kid? But now he couldn't know who it was.
Yeah. It's a bunch of kids.
Because also now, I don't know why he never, when he drove the car back to where it was parked, I don't know why he never stayed like on his side, inside the compound. I don't know why he doesn't just stay like behind the gate just looking, waiting for the kids to come again. Then he can get out and then catch like one of us. Because we're a big number. He always used to walk back into his house, like through the door, close the door.
Maybe he used to enjoy it. Maybe he's that weird.
But he used to get so upset.
To your face, maybe. Was he really
I don't
upset?
know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe he's just a weirdo.
Maybe just a weirdo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of those guys, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
I moved to Karen. Karen was more isolated.
Yes. When did you guys move to Karen?
2005.
2005.
Just after I did my mock exams.
2005.
Yeah.
Most of 2005 I was not in the country.
2005 was when we moved into Karen. So Karen was more isolated because it's standalone compound. Now we had to start forming. Okay, good thing where we stay, there are people who are like it was an estate.
Yeah.
So our parents came together. They bought a 5.5 acre plot, 10 families, split it half. So those are 10 halves.
Yeah.
You build a house. So now, I mean, each family had kids and stuff. So we now started getting to know each other like that again. So these are now a new set of friends. I was not really meeting my Ngumo guys often, but we sort of tried and kept in touch with those who I could. Also, guys moved on. Guys went to different high schools. Guys went to different... guys went boarding. Guys went day school. So it was now my campus... not campus. My high school boys...
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't quite enjoy my high school experience personally as Edgar, not because I was in a bad school. No, I was in a very good school. St. Mary's was I liked the school. It shaped us quite a bit.
St. Mary's?
St. Mary's for Lavington, next to Swarthmore.
Yeah.
It shaped us quite a bit, But I was a very quiet and timid guy, and I think like our class, we had guys with very strong personalities. So I used to be the guy in the corner somewhere, backbench, nimenyamaza. Sikuwa na kitu. You only seen during sports times.
Yeah.
Class time, umenyamaza, unless you're asked a question by a teacher, or you need to respond something that, you do need to make a comment to a teacher, or you're making a presentation and you have to stand in front of you guys. So I think most guys who are now I'm friends with are probably me being in Karen and starting to go after I finished campus. I was now in IB. I did IB in St. Mary's. Now there I nurtured some really, really good friendships. Both from guys I was doing IB with and also just guys I met courtesy of me being an extrovert.
How many, without mentioning names, how many friends do you have? Like people who you can really
I can't put a number, but there are many. There are many. There are very, very many. Hi, man. Bruh, because I know people from so many
different backgrounds,
different spaces. Some of them, like two of them are Boda guys. Like one of my Boda guys this guy is my homie. And I always say, like, this guy, I always give this story to guys. There's once my car broke down and I was traveling, I think, in like 2 days. Yeah. And I needed money for parts. And I didn't have the money. Do you know this guy went and paid for parts worth 30,000 plus labor? The parts plus labor was 30K total. That was my bill. This guy paid and I paid him after 3 months.
Was he a Boda then?
Yeah, still is, still today. Still is 30K of his money. Alitoa na kalipa.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I've had beautiful friendships, and also I've watched people transition. I've seen, Boda friends, Boda people, transition to be Uber drivers, to own cars, to get jobs. And it's been beautiful. With that, let's take a short break. We will be right back.
Peace.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Burotime. Burotime designs ergonomic, pioneer, and environmentalist office furniture, which is the biz for attractive, productive, creative, and functional workspaces. Welcome back to the Naked Ego podcast. Mr. Jamlek.
Yes.
Now we are talking about friendships in KANAIRO.
Yebo.
Yeah. When you think about friendships that you've developed or encountered in Nairobi, do you think we have genuine friendships in Nairobi?
They're there, but they're very few.
What are your experiences?
People who probably want, like for me, people who wanted to hang out with me because I live in Karen. Because I drive I have access to certain cars that, the household owns.
Yeah.
Because I guess, because I came from Karen, people assumed I was rich. Or I came from a rich family, basically.
Yes.
So it's like, let's hang out with this guy. Let's be around him. But see, I was not that at all, So a lot of the guys I met, because now you see when I moved into Karen, it was a more isolated environment. So now I had to go out and make friends.
Yes.
So the guys I met within Karen, the guys I met outside Karen, I knew guys from all over, and I just used to go around thinking that everyone was my friend. And now for me, I had the thing where I went all out for my friends. Even when I had nothing, I'd show up. I showed up even when I had nothing, but I'd show up for you as my so-called friend. Yeah. So a lot of them we met because of going out to the club. Man, the different places, whether it was Kani, Pavement, Q's, Backers, Aqua, Changes, Resoras, Size, So I met a lot of guests, but courtesy of drinks. It was mostly just drinks, events, certain events in certain clubs, or just random nights out at a club. Which I think is for me who now, because I used to partake in alcohol, most times where you'd meet people and interact with them, especially on a weekend, is at the club. Because we don't have these things for SG at you're going SG, what are they called? SG rock climbing, SG you've gone SG bungee jumping.
Yes.
SG you've gone to a waterfall somewhere. These things like book club was not there those days.
Yes, back in the days.
It's come maybe in the last 10 years or so.
It's very new.
Yeah, so came across all sorts of characters, man. Where anyway, okay, this is one scenario we had. True test of friendship, my guy.
Yeah.
This one, we were at some bar in Karen, drinking, chilling, having a good time. Very chill.
Yeah.
Then on our way out, I was with some guys from Karen plus my cousin. And on our way out, there's a group that was walking in. And one of the guys from that group tukanad one of my pals. And they had a whole verbal exchange. And it was very, they were arguing with each other. They were really insulting each other to points where they were really ready to fight. But there was a gate that the watchman thought very quickly. And when the group of guys who were inside, us guys were in the parking. So when my boy started walking towards the back to the club, this guy closed the gate and told the guys, you guys are not entering. So the guy ended up insulting this guy's mom. And you remember, this thing for when someone insults your mom, it's a very personal thing. And you mtobe tukana mama yako.
Yes.
So us guys, we took off and we left. We reached not 10 minutes maybe from where we were. And my cousin is like, Z, you guy.
You have to go back.
This is your mom. Bah, Z, guy. We have to go back. You guy, we have to go back. Msame tukana mama yako. Apana. So we turned around and we went back. And when we got back, we were ready for war. Like we removed phones, we removed wallet, anything we had in our pockets that was valuable, watch, nini, we put in the car.
Yes.
Then I locked the car when we were outside the car. Then I put the key on top of the driver tire.
Yes.
Driver side tire, I put it on top there. Now we're ready for war.
Yes.
Then one guy walked out. Man, we didn't even waste time.
Yes.
We rained blows on this guy. Then his friend also walked out. And his friend walked out, is like, there's a fight. So he joined the fight briefly. We beat him a bit. Then he ran away. He ran inside the club. Then they came out now with the group of guys.
Yeah.
Bro, we were 3 guys. And all of a sudden we were against 8 people. So there's a small group that walked in, but they're going to join another group. So we were 3 against 8. And these guys formed a circle. Now it is, my guy, how do you support each other and make sure you come out of this fight alive? So one side, 3 guys have shaken my boy on the floor. You go pick him up, even you're grabbed inside. Another one, it was chaos. But eventually, anyway, we got out of that situation alive, not too injured. We were injured a bit, but not too bad. Luckily, one of the guys from the other group tried to hit one of my friends with a stone. Like a big stone. So when he flung the stone, it hit someone's car. And guess what? The owner of the car was in the car. That was our saving grace. Because the guy walked out, he's like, who's that who's hit my car? So the tension went to this guy whose car was been hit. It had nothing, it was not any of us. So us guys quickly, remember where the key was? The tire, entered the car, drove off. You know? So those were interesting times for friendship, you know. But I think when you get into like the deeper stuff,
yes,
KANAIRO things have changed, bro. Guys are just friends with you because of what you have. If you're useful, if you're popular, if you have money. Especially if you have money. Especially if you have money, you can buy a lot of friends.
Yes. Every human being has got. We've got something called psychological needs.
Yeah.
And I know of the 4 psychological needs. So one of them is every human being needs to feel like the future makes sense. Every human being needs to feel like they belong. Every human being needs to feel visible and validated. Every human being needs to feel like I've said the future makes sense.
Yes, that was the first one.
I can't remember the other one, but there are 4. So in Nairobi, one thing I've discovered is people are not self-aware.
No.
People move around with a lot of trauma.
That's true.
That trauma influences your decision making.
That's true.
People move around with a lot of people are looking for validation.
A lot of
it. People are in different spaces for validation. People are moving around with certain people for validation. People are doing certain things because they want to be validated, or probably that thing validates them. Like, for example, there's a place I went to work out with a friend of mine, a new gym. So we went. This guy did. We tried something out. So we did that one thing, and then we disappeared. 2 days later, the trainer was telling me, like, now the whole gym is doing the same thing.
So guys said to copy the thing that you did.
Yeah, they copy the thing. So because the guy who I went with is a very popular dude.
Okay, so he's a guy for trend and whatnot.
Yes.
Okay.
So I feel like there is that, and also there's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of baggage. There is just so much.
That was loud. But anyway.
Yeah, we're next to Mombasa Road. So there's a lot of that. And now with that, especially when you come from a well set up family, like you are not aware of this.
No, you're not.
For you, when you're building connections, it comes from a very pure space. Yeah. It's not malicious. No, you are genuinely into these friendships. You're there for them. Yeah. That's why you're saying for you, when you went out for your friends. But when it was time for them to do the same,
it was
not reciprocated.
Very few did.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the most common thing in Nairobi. Like people will be there for you when it's only convenient to them and for them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you look at it, things like, for example, if let's say the way we socialize is mostly when we meet at the club on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
Yes.
And you'd find that some guys will probably want to hang out with Bill because Bill pays the bill.
Yeah.
Literally, pun intended. Yes. Bill pays the bill.
Or Bill is a chick magnet.
What? Or Bill is a chick magnet. So, let me hang out with Bill because Bill has, there's babes usually just flock where you are.
Yeah.
So me as your guy friend, I'm like, hey, Bill is my homie. I'll even use you being my homie as a way to get a babe.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, Bill is my friend. Bill is my homie. I'm like, KANAIRO, Bill is a really cool guy.
It's KANAIRO.
It's KANAIRO, my guy. But now comes, let's say, for example, you have situations where, because I find a lot of friendships are very shallow.
Yeah.
People don't talk about things we face in society.
Yeah.
So, for example, like us as dudes, I think through this podcast is when we've realized you and I can actually have conversations to do with things we face in the society.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you realize in a lot of friendships, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about deep stuff. They don't talk about their families. They don't talk about the traumas, the insecurities.
No.
Everyone is trying to show their perfect selves.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, in a lot of people's eyes, they're very perfect.
Yes.
It's other people that are the problem.
Yes.
And that's why most times, even let's say you're talking about relationships. Yes. My ex.
Yeah.
It's not you.
It's not
you. My ex.
Yeah.
But never ask is there? Do you have an issue? Is something like the way people would say, is there a toxic trait that you have?
Yeah.
For example, no one asks themselves that.
Yes.
You see your friends behaving poorly.
Everybody has one.
You see your friends behaving poorly.
Yeah.
But you do nothing. You see it, but you're just like, sitasema kitu. Then let's say it comes to things like you've lost your job.
Yeah.
You're no longer the guy who can pay the bills.
Yes.
Very few will stay with you.
True.
Very few will be like, you know what, I can still hang out with this guy. Or you know what, I can pay this guy's bill.
Yeah, for the time being.
Yeah.
He's been doing the same for us. Yeah.
People who you say are your friends, and then you go to the bar, you drink, the bill comes, and you know very well this bill is being split. Ati bill, si acha we lipa, ndakusort na M-Pesa kesho asubuhi. M-Pesa yangu iko na shida.
Oh man.
And I can add on, just to touch on what you said about self-awareness.
Yeah.
It takes a certain level of self-awareness within yourself to know if the people around you are aware about themselves, in a sense.
Fact.
Because sometimes you want to hang out a certain place, or you want to go somewhere or do something, but you're not very sure about it. But every time you want to move left or right, you have certain people who will, regardless of where you're going, whether they've been there or not, whether you're second guessing it or not, they want to come with you on that. The peer pressure, ngori badai kind of crowd. So I feel like you notice that kind of traits in some of your friends. You either need to talk about it, or you just need to understand that this is a wave. This is a wave, or this is just a time that me and this person can hang out. But it doesn't necessarily mean that this is my friend.
Yeah, beautiful. There's something I saw. It's called Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said we also need to get to a point. I think I don't know. It was in the context of it's something he has come to realize in the recent past that friendships also have a time frame.
Yes, they have a season.
Yes, they have a season.
In a reason.
They have a season. And when that season comes to an end, you also need to, depending with how you have invested in that friendship, you also need to pack your shit
and leave also.
Go.
Yeah.
So,
it's accurate, actually.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I think that's accurate because, look at your life.
Yeah.
When I backtrack a little bit, there are certain friendships I had in high school that I really can't be friends with those people now.
True.
And there are certain friendships I had in college that I really can't be friends with those people.
Yeah.
And there are certain friendships that I made when I just started working, when I just started making money.
Yes.
And if they're still in that space, we really can't be friends.
You can't.
Yeah, it was a season, but that season ended.
It ends.
And nothing for evolving, my guy, you realize that, evolving is a real thing. And you see if you're still... the assumption is that as time goes, as you grow older, you evolve.
Yeah.
That's the assumption. That's the hope and prayer.
Yes.
But it does... Some people don't evolve at the same time
at the
you
same
do.
rate.
So now it's like, can we work it out? Can we still have a friendship? Or is it that it has served its time and I need to accept it and I need to move? Also this thing of if you find yourself, especially people who are very empathetic, you find that people demand a lot out of you and you feel you giving yourself or giving of yourself to these people is how you get friends. For me, you see, that's why Mike came, because I never used to get it at home. That validation, that attention, that respect, that that intentionality was not coming from home. So I went to get it outside the home. So I went out, and I did this very subconsciously, by the way.
Because it's an insecurity.
It's a void I had.
Yes.
That I needed filled. I didn't even know I needed it filled.
Yes.
So just acting in certain ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, Bill said I need to be available for Bill at any time.
Yes.
So, I had things like my phone on loud 24 hours.
Yeah.
Even if it's 2 a.m, I'll tell you, I can call. And the guys who used to call.
Yeah.
2 a.m, they need help for something. And I was that guy. You need help for the call Edgar. Edgar is that guy. But then you're like, how many guys can I actually call at 2 a.m? It's a random Friday. If no one, I used to be the guy who used to make the plan. Like Friday, this is the plan. We're going to hang out at Bill's house. Bill has invited us. Let's go.
Yes.
Then I used to bring different groups of people together. To hang out, to chill.
You're the glue.
To get to know. I was the glue.
Yeah.
But then you realize, sawa. But when you're going through a tough time, then what? Because I didn't...
Yeah.
Through my tough times...
most of our stories are similar. We go through seasons. We lose friends along the way. We make new friends, and so on and so forth. For me, I would really want you guys to help me and and paint a picture. For those people who are in friendships right now, and probably they don't know if the friendship is legit or it's not. What are the things that people can look out for to really understand, okay, this is a genuine friendship, this is not, this is a seasonal.
Something I was taught maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Categorize your friends. So see for me, Edgar, who knows very many people.
Yes.
Categorize your friends. There are those ones for deep conversations. There are those ones for sports. There are those ones for business. There are those ones for chama.
Yeah.
There are those ones for biking. There are those ones for the gym.
Yes.
And don't, unless they show you otherwise,
Yes.
don't cross them.
Don't cross them. Yeah, that's true.
Don't
That's
cross
true.
them over.
That's true.
Don't try and bring them into another unless they show you something.
Yeah.
Or unless you are the person who's showing that other person something.
Yes.
And then they'll be like, okay, I think I can invite you to a different space.
Yes.
Come and let's do this.
Yeah.
Come, let's do that.
Yes.
Then now you see that's where the networking also comes in. Another thing also is you have to also be very self-aware. You as an individual.
It starts with you.
It starts with you.
Yeah.
Before you can look at other people, it starts with you. How self-aware are you of, how well do you know yourself? Yeah. And then, of course, you learning yourself, learning other people, learning life. That journey never stops.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So if you're those guys who's very set in your ways and you have this thing but this is just who I am, probably you not go too far.
Yeah, true.
You not go too far. And then it gets lonely at the top.
Yeah.
Now I think I got to realize, I think it used to be cool to have very many people who you can call friends.
Yeah.
But then you look at our folks and you realize, bro, nothing, man.
Yeah.
These guys have like 3-4 guys.
People, yeah, who are the constant.
And they have the chama guys, they go for golf, they go for whatever, go for cars, but friends, like 3 or 4. And those are the guys you usually see, every so often.
Yes.
You're either going to that guy's
natural.
house or they're coming to your house. And it could even be in the middle of the
you're
week.
being sent to pick
Yeah.
something from there. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, now you're also being told, go end up Uncle Nani, Auntie Nani, go and do this, go and do that. That's Nani, we've known each other for... And you're like, okay. Uh-huh. So not everyone who you meet and interact with can be called a friend.
I love that. Before Eddie jumps in, and also one thing people should pay attention to is you can't find everything in one friend.
No, you can't.
You can't.
Definitely not.
So
man.
if, for example, you're very interested in things to do with finance, money, and all that.
Yeah.
And you are also a biker over here.
Yeah.
And also, for example, you like doing rock climbing, you like doing outdoor activity.
Yeah.
It's so hard for you to find a friend with all these 3 packages together. It's so hard. You'll have a friend who, you'll have very interesting and powerful and very informative money conversation.
Yeah.
But they will never join you when you're going for rock climbing. They'll go and drink a beer. That is not an opportunity for you to judge them. No. Let them be.
Don't like rock climbing.
Yes.
That's
They're just not interested.
Yeah.
So we need to allow ourselves to have friendships that are based on certain areas. As you've said, you categorize
them.
your friends.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Eddie?
Maybe 1 or 2 things.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Like one thing I feel like most people should realize is that sometimes you need to be a little selfish. And I know this because I haven't been selfish at all. I've been too generous in life and very kind, just serving people and serving friends and acquaintances, in quotes. But so you go to a point like I realize that I'm giving away too much that I'm getting back, and it's okay, but it's taking a toll on me, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
So if I can't learn something from you, if I can't feel like I'm gaining some sense of self-development from you, if you're not improving my life in any way, and if I'm trying to bring you up to my level because I see some potential in you, and you're not even trying to keep up with that, I really don't need to try any further. I won't be your enemy, but I really can't be your friend. I just sort of try to terminate that connection almost immediately.
Yeah.
And if more people realize that, because there's no way you'll have someone hanging around you every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Either they are paying the bill once or never. If it's going to Nakuru, they're using your car. If it's going to Naivasha, they're using your car. If it's someone removing a plan for the next weekend, they're doing that, and then they're just hanging on to your plans and everything that comes with it. At some point, you have to realize, like, hey, bro.
I think
even if you can manage, especially when you can manage, is when you should be even more careful about it, because you won't feel the pinch.
Yes.
But they're not taking a lot from you immediately. It's just bit by bits.
Yeah.
Bit
Yeah.
by bit.
And when you and it all adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be a little selfish. Just try to figure out your surrounding, and self-awareness is not too common as people think.
It's not common.
It's not very
It
common.
really isn't, man.
Yeah.
It really isn't common.
Especially in our circles. You
So-
might be too self-aware, and the people around you
So we
kind
should-
of are. They kind of are.
It doesn't want me to.
Yeah, I'm looking at your mouth. You want to say something? I jump in. Sorry.
So you're saying we should have friendships where we are pouring on each other's in one way or
In one or another.
even if it's just sitting down and having a conversation, even if it's just you being that person who you're not scared to tell me as is. Yeah, even if it's you giving me a little bit of advice in terms of my career, in terms of my relationship with my partner. Like they need to be something. It just can't be it's out
It can't be every day.
convenience.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
Where are we meeting? What time are we meeting? Like, it can't be always just about a plan because, bro, I mean, plans are not going anywhere, but
Yes.
we can also make different plans.
Yeah.
If the only time I get to meet you, Bill, is at the local or at the bar
Yes.
or at the club,
Yeah.
are we really good friends? The only time we get to and I think a very big thing I've seen in Nairobi, and this is no judgment, but something I've just seen is a lot of friendships or so-called friendships are formed with engagements with people where people are engaging over drinking or any other form of substance abuse.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Majority of friendships is formed on just guys having a pint. A lot of relationships, people call quality time in relationships. Come and hang out with me on it's Friday. We could be going on a date
Yes.
somewhere, or we could even be sitting at home doing like some couple time.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, come and join me and my friends. Because a lot of men have that thing. Come join me and my friends doing this thing. And the thing is what? Mnakunywa. Kuna kitu ingine.
And also, one thing I've discovered with men is if you are always hanging out with a group of people.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I claim to be your friend, but we've never had an opportunity for me and you, only the two of us, to just sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Then there's a problem. If every time I'm hanging out with you, you have like 2-3 people, there's always like 4 of us, 7 of us, 6 of us, 10 of us. We've never actually just had a conversation. Then there's something missing there. You can't really say, okay, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Because we've never talked about something serious.
Phone conversations.
Yes. Phone conversation.
If a phone conversation is that I don't think I can talk to Bill for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Too long. 10 minutes is too long to be some.
Yeah.
Especially men.
Yes.
Women can talk.
Yeah.
But men, 10 minutes, kwani naambia Bill nini? I'm like, bro, there's a lot that you can actually tell Bill.
Yes, there's so much.
Yeah.
And talking about friendships, for me this season, I'm really, really working on myself. I'm really working on my friendships, my male friends and my female friends.
Yeah.
I'm working on my female friends because now I have to draw the line. I have a tiger in the house, and I don't want the tiger coming out roaring and scratching people.
Yeah.
And working on my male friendships because I feel like I haven't been putting in the effort as I should be. Like, for example, just taking time to get to sit down, for example, with Eddie and just talk. Okay, I see Eddie often because we are doing a project together.
Yeah.
But apart from that project, we
Yeah,
sit down
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah, and
talk
just
and
talk.
have conversation.
Yeah.
Even if it's before the project, no
But there's
matter
a lot
the
to talk
setting.
about.
Yes, like, do we really talk about what is going on in our personal life? So that's what I'm actually investing in this season.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can say.
Take us to break.
Holy moly. Why did we give him a mic? Okay, cool. We'll take a short break and we will
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Naked Ego podcast. Eddie, you were telling us something.
What was I saying?
You were talking about you are painting a picture of the type of friendships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
An experience you've had.
Yeah.
There's a certain experience I've had with certain friendships,
Yes.
and we need to acknowledge that sometimes we need to look at our siblings as our friends. Yeah, because not every person who has a brother or a sister have a good relationship. So if you think your brother or your sister is a good friend of yours, you need to acknowledge it and you need to treat them as such, because there's a fine line between a sibling and a friend. Yeah. That's one thing. And then there's this other thing where, because I've seen it pretty recently, where because I'm your friend, you expect me to take your side on any side of any kind of conflict that you have in your life, whether it's with your boss or with your other friends or with your sibling. If I am really your friend and I see that you did something that you could have handled differently, or you are just wrong to begin with, you shouldn't have done it, I need to call you out. And I need to tell you, bruv, this one you could have handled it differently, and then it would have avoided this entire situation that happened here and there. But if I'm taking your side and just sort of gaslighting you and fueling your anger towards whoever is responsible on the other end of that conflict, then I'm really not your friend. Even if it's your brother, even if it's especially if it's a sibling who's your friend. If they can't tell you that you did this wrong here, sometimes you need to expect someone to tell you, okay, I know I did wrong, but I need you on my side, but I need you to tell me that I did wrong sometimes. But I don't just need you to be on my side every single situation, every single conflict.
Yeah, I think that's how the structure of friendships need to work. You need to be friends with people who are willing to call you out when shit hits the fan. And it might not be immediately.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be aggressive. And it doesn't have to be in a bad tone. But you have to call your friends out. Oh, and sometimes it doesn't have to be nicely also. Sometimes I think we struggle looking for a nice way to call people out, and it incapacitates us actually calling people out.
So you're saying that sometimes just... But okay, there's saying it as it is, but there's also observing respect as you say it as it is. Like you don't need to be disrespectful or rude.
No.
But you can be firm.
Yes, and also when you say it, it has to hurt. When it hurts, that's a sign. That's a sign that there's some sense of truth in there.
It has to hurt.
Yeah, like it has to pinch. It has to pinch. If it doesn't pinch, chances are they're saying a lie.
So it can pinch if you say it in a soft, warm way.
No, it can pinch. No, actually, the truth will pinch. No matter the tone.
So it's
no
the
matter,
truth.
Yes.
Key thing is the truth.
It's the truth.
Okay.
So if you tell me the truth, it has to pinch. It will pinch me. I'll feel some sense of negative emotion towards you. But I need to go back to I need to reset and understand, okay, this is Eddie. It's not a malicious comment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are still friends. I still need to default to that. And every time it hurts and it pinches, I should just be able to tell you, what? Okay, give me a day or two to think about it. Yes, we need to normalize that checking out and processing the whole thing and allow it to look at it from a logical point of view. Because
why does it pinch?
The truth hurts.
The truth hurts.
The truth hurts.
The truth hurts. Especially
It doesn't have to hurt.
The truth
It's something
hurts.
else.
Okay.
Give me an
Then have to
example.
hurt?
Give me an example.
Or
of
it can
that-
no. The truth can give you a
That's-
realization.
It's the realization. Because
The
I can
truth
give you
can
an
be-
easy example. One of my best friends once bailed on me on a class-to-class match.
Yeah.
So we were final years playing the freshers and the second years. And then we were training everything. We were on top of our fitness. And then during the day of the game, because he hasn't played rugby, but he's very fast, he can run and he can hold the ball. He was nervous and I think maybe anxious, so he didn't come. He just didn't come to the game. Hey, bro, I had to tell him.
Yeah.
I had to tell him the truth, and I told him, hey, bruv, I wish you told me you
Yes.
couldn't make it. I wish you told me that I shouldn't count on you.
Yeah.
Hey, but you fucking hurt me.
Yeah.
I cannot not say this.
Yes.
He did not say a word,
Yeah.
and I knew it hurts. But I don't think it's the truth that hurts.
Maybe the realization.
That one for like, damn, man. Like, I really let this guy down.
I think also the truth, because the realization comes from a space of awareness.
Yes.
You get it? Not everyone is aware.
Not everyone's
But
aware.
Nearly all of us are very protective. You get it? We are very protective. So we don't like the truth. The truth is one thing, and the realization
we shy away
is
from the
another.
truth.
Yes,
We shy away from the truth.
away from the truth.
I think also there's a little bit also of conditioning. It depends, like where you come from.
Yeah, environment plays a huge role.
Like for me, when I in this podcast, most times I peg a lot of my examples and stuff from my home,
Yes.
because that's where I've spent a lot of my time. I didn't have these situations where I was just in boarding.
Yeah.
I lived away from home for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Nope, it's always been mostly home.
Yeah.
So, like in my case,
Yes.
our family, we didn't know how to tell the other the truth. Like, if there's something that someone else had done wrong
Yeah.
or had said that was not okay, you would not tell the person. You go and tell someone else.
Somebody else.
in the family bracket.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this thing that Nania said. And you're like, okay, but they're there. You can tell them.
Yeah.
But now what happens is once we've talked about it,
Yes.
this third person
Yes.
is not aware.
Ah.
When they're not aware, they'll keep carrying on doing the thing that they think is normal.
Yes.
And then you keep coming, like, you see this thing is doing, you see this thing is doing, you see this thing is doing.
Yeah.
But you're like, wait, why are we not telling this guy?
Yeah.
And I remember like, for a long time I used to tell, for example, like my sis,
Yeah.
fam, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to fuck up a lot of times.
Yes.
And when I do, I'd like to know that I fucked up.
Yes.
Now, since I've welcomed that conversation, there are things I will do that I will not know. I'll do them in oblivion.
Yeah.
But it's now you to come in and say, dude,
Yes.
you did this, you said this, it was not right, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I find also like in friendships,
Yes.
a lot of times what a lot of friends do, and I've done it before probably, I'm sure a couple of times.
Yeah.
Instead of talking to the person who you're meant to be telling this truth to,
Yes.
you talk to the third party.
Yeah.
We've all done it. It's not
Yes.
a thing we've not done. We've all
Yes.
done it. You talk to the third party,
And
you
we
talk to
still
the fourth
do
party.
it.
And we
Passive
still do it.
aggression.
Then now, you start being passive aggressive towards the person you are annoyed at.
Yes.
And now you're not telling them what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
Yeah.
Truth be told, even if they are the worst scum of the earth, they are owed a conversation, because you also realize that maybe sometimes, one, they didn't know what they were doing was actually hurtful or disrespectful or whatever. Number two, that truth is probably what could get them to self-reflection.
Yeah.
They may be defensive at that time.
Yes.
They may even retaliate. Basically, you have paint a picture where I'm not okay with a friend.
Yeah.
A friend has done or said something that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And instead of talking to the person concerned, I talk to a third party.
Yeah.
And then when I talk to the third party, they sort of agree with, you are justified to be upset with this person. But they don't advise you to go to that person.
And talk.
And you also don't advise yourself
Yeah.
to go and talk to the person who has done this thing or
Yeah.
said this thing that has upset you.
Yeah.
Then you make a collective decision between you and the third party to be upset at this person.
Yeah.
So now you start being passive aggressive this way, and this person is wondering what's going on. So and so has changed.
Yeah.
And then it's that thing but how can they not know? How are they not seeing? How do they not know that they're the ones who are on the wrong? But you're like, okay, sometimes not everyone knows what you know. Sometimes for them to know what you know, you have to tell them.
And also we are worst observers of ourselves.
We are.
Yes.
We never call ourselves out.
Everyone
is. We never call ourselves out. We are never the ones on the wrong.
Yeah.
It's always the other person who's on the wrong.
True.
So I think also two things. One, we need to be open to having uncomfortable conversations with our friends whenever they do or say things that are not right, whether it is directly to us or to someone else in our presence, especially. Even if I hear of it, it's and there's two sides to every story. I believe in that. There's two sides to every story. Even the person who has done the worst thing, they deserve to tell their side. Even if you don't like what they did or said, go and hear what they have to. What they have to say. Then now from there, make the resolution. Say it is okay. This friendship cannot continue, or this friendship can continue. If it is reinstating fresh boundaries, reinstate them. And then just figure out how to relate with each other better. Because man, life is short. Life is short to be angry at every single person and picking a battlefront with everyone. But in Nairobi, man, we really have to be open to telling people the truth about themselves, and then also be open to being told truths about you. So you can build on self-awareness, you can build on better relationships with people. Because man, life is hard, man. We have tough economic times in Kenya. We have COVID that has still not, the impacts of COVID are still being felt until now. And I mean, if you talk about that thing for a lot of people just going through tough times right now. This is where friendship counts.
True.
This is where friendship counts, Today I had a call with a guy I grew up with back in the day. He was our kid brother. And he lost a very dear friend of his not too long ago. And we now got just into a conversation about just life and how he felt about the passing of his friend and, all these things. And it's not, friendships are not just for the good times.
No.
Even for the tough times, man. Because you see, like now, I think between 2019, 20 till 2022 now, we've had a very accelerated crash course to grief. And it's not people in the far corner who are losing people. It's people around us. It's us who are also losing people. And when all this is happening, it's, what do we do? How do we stand up for a friend? Other than mchango and all these things, how do you actually stand by your friend?
By your people.
How do you comfort your friend or your friends when they're going through these tough times? When they have a loved one who's sick, and they're continuously taking this person to hospital. How do you
come in?
How do you come in and be there for your friend who's being present for that person who's ailing in their family? So it's not just for the good times, but I think a lot of time us guys just get lost in the sauce.
True.
It's just what's the plan? Every time I talk to Eddie, he's always down. He's always saying, geez, life is hard. Or people don't want to hear sad stories.
True.
But imagine those, let's say, for example, those are your circumstances. Your life is just not like another person's. You don't have access to the money other people have.
No.
You don't have access to the jobs that people have.
The opportunity.
You don't have access to the opportunity and the people or the networks that other people have. Your life has just been hard, but your paths have crossed and you guys are so-called friends. And I think, so it's learning that your friendship circle doesn't have to be with the people who are, let's say, in the same class as you.
No.
And then the story I gave you about the boda guy who loaned me, who paid parts and labor cumulatively worth 30,000. And I paid him after 3 months. So till today, if we've gone for a period of time, let's say 3 weeks to a month, and we've not spoken on the phone, either of us will call the other and like, hey, bro, niaji, umepotea? What is going on? Are you okay? Is everything fine? And we get into a conversation, so to speak, So it's the thing. You never know how you collect the people who will help you one day in life. You never know, man.
Yes, and I think let's try and make those friendship, the acquaintances that we have, let's try and make them meaningful. Yes, let's try and build and create and cultivate some sense of meaning into the connections that we have. And also let's be aware about the friendships or the connections that we have, and let's not be the people who are draining or who are just drawing from the cup or people's basket without really caring.
Sometimes it's us.
Yes.
It's us who are the ones who are draining that process.
Exactly. So I think, let's try and audit the type of friendships that we have. If it's meaningless, there are certain there are types of connections that you kind of need them there, and they don't need to be very purposeful.
That's
Not
true.
everything needs to be purposeful.
No.
As
It's
long
not all
as
the
you
time.
have a good number of good relationships, you can survive with even 2-3 good relationships. You are good.
You're good to go, man.
Yeah,
You're good to
so
go.
I think with that, I have nothing else to say.
Mine is just to say, I agree with you. Let's strive for deeper connection with those who we call our friends.
Yes.
Let's normalize learning in friendships. Let's normalize offering love,
Yeah.
telling your friends you love them,
Yeah.
telling your friends you miss them, male or female.
Yeah.
Telling them, so same gender or the other gender, tell them you love them, tell them you miss them, tell them you care about them. Show up for them. Sacrifice your time
For them.
for them.
Yeah.
And definitely, if it is a friendship that is beneficial, they will also sacrifice
Yes.
something for you, you know. Be there for them. Be present in relationships when they're in relationships. Be present when they are parenting,
Yeah.
you know, when they're doing business and many other things. And then I think, just to wrap up, what I'd just say is, guys need to follow us on Instagram,
Yeah.
on our socials, on Instagram, on Twitter,
Yes.
at The Naked Ego,
Facebook.
and Facebook as well, The Naked Ego.
Naked Ego podcast.
Like,
on all platforms.
share,
Yes.
subscribe. I mean, people
Drop in a comment.
drop in a comment, give us feedback. What do you
Question.
think? What do you think about the podcast?
Yes.
Also, tell us how you think we could improve the podcast.
Yeah.
And then, what kind of topics you think us guys could discuss on the podcast as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're here not just for us, but for the viewers and the listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here for
It's
them
a
as
relationship we've built.
well. It's a relationship we're trying to build. It's a relationship we've built so far. It's been good.
Yeah.
But now we're trying to step this thing up
The next level.
to the next level, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I think with that, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, bo.
As always, this is a platform where men and women are willing to strip down their ego and be authentic and vulnerable while they share their story. This is the Naked Ego podcast. Thank you for listening.
Peace.